Football Sunday with Steve, Matt, and Taz.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of College Football Sunday. I'm Steve. With me always is Taz.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir. So, all right, in this episode, we're going to do our Mountain West preview. So we've done our MAC, we've done our Conference USA, and we're going through knocking all these out. We are throughout the different tiers and different conferences to give y'all a little insight on what to expect and what to look forward to, and also to shed the light that they do play good football, everybody, believe it or not, outside of your favorite team or your favorite conference. So, all right, so what's this episode, we're going to talk about the Mountain West. So this is another one of those school conferences that's been kind of shaken up. They have through the conference realignment. They actually lost 5 schools to the Pac-12, Taz.
Yeah, they lost, if I'm not mistaken, I saw them maybe one, the state schools. Yeah,
every one of them is something state. So I guess that was a qualification to go to the Pac-12.
Yep.
So tell us some of the teams they lost, Taz.
I lose Boise State, Fresno State, Utah State, San Diego State, and Colorado State.
All right.
So it's like all the state schools, they kind of departed.
Yep. All of them, but poor old San Jose State still there.
Yep.
They are, and those teams they lost, all those teams but one have won every team. They've won every championship except for one since 2013. So this seems to be a pretty wide open conference now. It does. So who they end up adding, Taz?
Yeah, North Dakota State, Northern Illinois, and UTEP.
Okay, all right.
Yep, and the conference is pretty wide open right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, with North Dakota State moving on up, they are to the Mountain West. I think that's a good fit location-wise for them, unlike some other schools like Sacramento State going all the way out to the MAC.
Yeah.
But they tried to move into the Mountain West and the Pac-12, just nobody wanted their money, so they took their money and went elsewhere. So the way we're going to do these teams, there's no particular order, honestly. We did them in alphabetical order, and the last 3 teams will be the 3 new teams. So the first 7 teams will be the teams who are currently in the Mountain West and was in the Mountain West, and then the last 3 teams will be the new teams. They will. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get this ball rolling and get this party started with our first team here in the Mountain West. We got the Air Force Falcons, 4-8 last year, 3-5 in conference. Really a down year for the veteran Troy Calhoun, who's been there for 19 years now, Taz.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of understandable. It's a military school. So, I guess they kind of just roll with the punches. They're not grabbing the best players, because of military, of course.
Yeah.
and the lack of NIL.
Correct.
For the military school. So these guys want to, get paid versus being capped off with the military school.
Yeah, and they're actually technically not allowed to receive NIL. They're not, because they are with the military and everything, which I still don't quite understand, but whatever.
Name, image, likeness. I mean, you should be able to add something extra.
Yeah. You should be able to.
Because, I mean, now, like I said, if you just say you are a standout player or whatever, but they can make money off your jerseys and all that crap, and you get no kickback.
Yep. And they don't accept transfers either. They don't. So with Troy Calhoun coming back, this will be his 20th season. It will. He was been 139 and 97. With them, like we talk about, being new or not new, but not taking transfers and not having NIL. The returning starters, they got 3 on offense and 5 on defense, but they also do return back 130 starts total.
Right.
They do, which is a lot for a military academy school. It is. So they actually do bring back 59% of their production, which is 37th in the country and 2nd in the conference. And that's 42% on offense. And look at this staggering number, Tess. 75% of their defense is back.
Oh, man.
Production wise.
Yeah. That should be great for the defense.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So, like we said, I'll go ahead and run through the offense real quick, Taz.
Okay.
So they got junior quarterback Liam Scorza, who led the Mountain West with 13 rushing touchdowns last year. He had 5 passing touchdowns and 9 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and missed the last 2.5 games with a broken wrist. So trying to stay healthy, but running that triple option like that, you're going to take a lot of hits and a lot of banging. And Taz, here goes something for you. I know you'll love to hear.
Shoot.
They have a fullback.
Bring him back, baby.
The fullback, yeah.
Bring the fullback back. I'm good with it.
Yep. Owen Allen returns. He had 500-yard games last year as a fullback.
Awesome.
And the triple option is a offense where the fullback gets a lot of action. They do.
Most definitely.
Yep. That's the first thing you got to stop on the triple option. It's a fullback.
Watch that fullback.
Yep. Fullback, the option, and then the quarterback. So they also return their tight end, Simon Kibbe, which I don't know why I keep saying they return, because if they're there, they was here anyways.
Military.
Yeah. So, 21 receptions as the tight end last year. Believe it or not, that's the most by a tight end in 19 years. 21 receptions, Taz. So last year they averaged 29.8 points per game and was number 3 in the country with 261.4 yards rushing last year.
You would think, this is just me. Maybe I'm tripping. But you think Air Force, you would probably think Air Raid.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If anybody would throw the ball around, it would be the Air Force.
The Air Force.
By air.
Air Raid offense. But unfortunately, kind of like some of those military schools on that triple option.
Yeah. And the triple option, like we talk about, it's one of the hardest offenses to defend against on a short week. Like, when's the best time, Taz, if you're going to play a triple option that you want to play them?
Yeah. First thing first. That way you have the whole offseason to prepare for them. But outside of that, week to week, nah. You don't want that.
Especially a short week. You really don't want a short week.
Yeah, because they block different.
Yes, they cut block, which to me, that's something that I think they need to take out of the game is cut blocking.
Right.
I don't think that's good, but I get it. They still allow it. You still got to defend it. So you still got to play against it. So tell us a little bit about the defense.
Defense. This is something interesting. Got an outside linebacker, Isaac Hubert. He's Academy's heavyweight boxing champ.
Really?
Yeah. That man got them hands.
Don't want that smoke.
Not at all. Also, you have returning linebacker Blake Fletcher, second team. Mac had 108 tackles.
Dang.
Yeah, Mountain West. A lot of experience in the secondary led by junior safety Roger Jones Jr. and Max Mustel. Had 3 interceptions as a true freshman. Graduation, you heard the D-line department pretty much. They allowed 30.3, like you said, points per game allowed, and a -2 turnover margin.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They average almost 30 points a game, but end up giving up just as much.
Right. If you can just trickle down just a little bit, man, just to make a couple stops, things of that nature to kind of help your offense out. You see a tremendous change in record.
Yeah, 29.8, third in the country in rushing, but 30 points on defense.
Yeah.
But doesn't they got some little shining glimmer of hope, though, with that Max Mustel with 3 picks as a true freshman? That's really impressive coming out.
Yeah, if you can kind of increase, and hopefully the rest of the secondary kind of gets better with time. So, they got a lot of production. Like you said, 75% coming back. So you would think it would be better than last year.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Cut back or get a couple more turnovers, cut down on some turnovers. And Troy Calhoun, he's been there a long time. He's been through the ups and downs.
Yeah.
So he knows the ebbs and flows of the games, and people ain't rushing to, oh my gosh, we got to get rid of them and all that. So
that's military. They kind of understand,
exactly.
Military, because it's not like, you're limited to what players you're going to get in there. It's not like you got a cream of the crop you can just pick from.
Yep.
You guys got to want to be part of the military.
Exactly. You sign up for something bigger than yourself whenever you sign up to go play at the military academy. And they're also one of the least penalized teams in the country, too. And one of the most disciplined teams, as would be expected.
Yep. It's preach.
Yep. So they missed the ball game the last 2 years, unfortunately. But like we say, they're not going to ruffle any feathers and be calm for them to go, because they've been to 13 bowls in the last 19 years, which I'm pretty sure 80% of the teams in America would love to have that kind of stat.
Yeah.
They would. Plus, he also has 6 10-win seasons the last 12 years. So 10 wins is still good. So don't let people forget about that.
Right.
But their last conference championship, though, Taz, was in 1998.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, when they won the WAC.
Yeah.
When it was a D1 conference, the WAC. Love the WAC. Bring the WAC back.
Everything about the WAC being dismembered right now.
Exactly. It was what helped cause Mount West.
Yeah.
It was. So Taz, tell us about some all conference players that we need to look forward to.
All conference guys. Well, we have a center in TJ Tarasco, defensive end Isaac Hubert, also linebacker Blake Fletcher, and safety Rodder Jones Jr. that we mentioned before as a junior.
Oh, okay. Heck yeah. So those are some good players to be looking out for and checking on to see how they're going to do this upcoming year and everything. So, all right, next one we're going to move on to is the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
Awesome.
Yep. Coming off a really good year last year, 9-4, 5-3 in the conference. They have a familiar face at the head coach, if y'all remember, if y'all are old enough, and I know I'll age ourselves here, that Timmy Chang is the head coach. 22 and 29 in 4 years, but he's getting things rolling. He is. Right now they're playing on a high school field, I guess is what you would call it, because they're getting a brand new stadium in a few years. They are in March of 2029.
Wow. Who wouldn't want to play in Hawaii, though?
I know, right?
You would think more players would go.
Dude, I mean, that's what I've always thought. I was like, the recruiting it recruits itself.
Yeah, it's Hawaii.
Yeah. Like, it's always one of those places everybody's like, man, I'd love to go to Hawaii. Well, hey, why don't you go there and play football? You play football there for 4 years.
Yeah. You can get 5 now.
Well, 5, yeah.
Just hang out there in Hawaii for a minute.
Exactly.
You know, put your crew together and hey.
Hey, I'll go. I would. Maybe we can try to find out a way to get to that stadium opening in 2029.
Yeah.
Weekend in Hawaii.
Okay.
Y'all don't want to go play that. I'll go watch it.
You want to hang out?
Heck yeah. So returning for the starters, they got 4 on offense and 3 on defense, but they bring back 116 starts, which will be really good for them. It will. Returning production, only 45%, which is 101st in the country and 6th in the conference. 54% of that comes back on offense, only 37% on defense. And this is a team as well. They averaged 29 points per game last year, Taz. So you want to tell us about the offense that we got?
Yeah. Sophomore quarterback, Michael Lahana. He was a Mountain West Freshman of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year also. Had 3,100 yards, over 3,100 yards, 66%, 24 TDs, 9 interceptions. Also, wide receiver Pofeli Eslop. He had 220 receiving yards, 23 TDs, 3 years. Running back Cam Barfield is back, 80 carries, 371 yards, 27 receptions, 257 yards, 8 TDs. And they bring in Devon Rice from K-State, center Ethan Spengler, and tackle Dean Brisky. Brisky is moving to right tackle because quarterback is left-handed. Isn't that interesting?
That is crazy.
Yeah, but it's good for that he can make that switch.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Benefit him. But I remember this kid from last year though. It was like week 1, week 2 when they played Stanford.
Oh yeah,
last year, like week 1, and that kid was moving the ball, man, as a true freshman over Stanford. Now I checked some of his stats from last year. He was 23 or 20, or 20 or 23, for 210 yards and 2 TDs that game as a true freshman, and knocked off a Power 4 school in Stanford.
Dang, that's insane.
Yeah,
and they end up playing again this year.
They play again this year. They actually played well last year.
Well,
so yeah, it'll be interesting. It was a big win for them last year.
Yeah, and Stanford goes to Hawaii this year.
Right.
They do. And what about that too? Like, what if you was a school and you get a free trip to Hawaii to go play?
Yeah. Yeah. I would probably, if they don't recruit me, I would go to a school that they play every year.
That's what I always said. Two of the best bowls to go to outside of, the New Year's Six or whatever in the playoff, and apparently the Pop-Tart Bowl now.
Yeah.
I always thought was the Bahamas Bowl and the Hawaii Bowl. And really the Hawaii Bowl, because it usually, I don't know when it's played now, but it used to be played on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So you get to spend Christmas
in
Hawaii. And it's so crazy when they'll show the weather there. It'll be like 78 degrees or 82 degrees. And then they'll be playing a team from up north somewhere. And it'll be like minus 12 degrees here.
Right.
Like, I've always thought that was like one of the best bowl games to go to that they host.
Yep.
And it sucks that they moved the Pro Bowl from there as well. You know?
They've been playing them in states. Well, it makes sense now. They're not even playing Pro Bowl anymore. They're playing flat football.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
They play flat football in Hawaii.
No. So, and their defense this year, let's see, they lost 2 all-league players on D-line.
Mm-hmm.
The linebacker room, now listen to this, the linebacker room has one of the coolest nicknames ever, y'all. They call the linebacker room the Lion's Den. They do. That is a cool nickname. They bring in a former 4-star linebacker, Wyndon Ho'olui. I apologize again. Yeah, from Nebraska. So I'm pretty sure he's from Hawaii, if I had to guess. So bringing the 4-star talent back home. Not sure too much about Jemiah Otis. He's coming off an ACL tear from last year. So he was out the entire year last year. So we'll have to see how he does. But if he can come back, he can really help out that defense. Right. They got their nickel, Elijah Palmer, is his 4th year starting. So he's a 4-year starter. So he ought to be able to come and help out with the secondary. And DB Caleb Brown returns after 1 year at Virginia Tech. So he was there, decided he wanted to go to Virginia Tech for bigger and brighter things, he thought, and then decided that, I guess, that the fall in Blacksburg compared to the fall in Hawaii is very different. Not sure if that had anything to do with it, but I'm pretty sure that the weather in Hawaii is a lot better. Love Blacksburg, though. Great atmosphere. One of the best in college football for sure. Yeah. So, but the defense only allowed 24.1 points a game, so that's really not too bad. No. It isn't. So, but what they got, like I said, they lost their players on the D-line, so they're going to have to come up with something on the D-line. They will if they can get some kind of production. Like you said, I mean, they got 4-star linebacker coming in. Secondary should be pretty good. They were -3 in turnover margin, though, Taz.
Yeah, but like I said, a lot of these games, like we mentioned before, are like one possession games. We see what they average, 29 points a game. They give up 24 points a game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are going to be close games. So if you can win more one possession games then you lose, you got a pretty good chance of having a good record like they did last year. It was 9-4 and 5-3 in the conference.
Yeah.
You know.
So with Hawaii, can they get it to 10 wins this year?
If it's anything like before, they do have some outside of the D-line struggling there because that's a real big part. You just can't overlook that. But they do have some production coming back. We have a quarterback who's got a year under his belt with some returning players. Yeah, I mean, they can kind of continue to keep it the way it is, one possession games and pull them out. Yeah, I think they can get 10 wins.
Yeah, and Timmy Chang, he's doing really good too. So 2025 was the first 9-win season in Hawaii since 2019, Taz. And their first bowl game in the last 5 years.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So they
freshman.
Yeah, I know, right? That's insane. It is. With a true freshman quarterback. Their last conference championship was 2010 in the WAC. So they were co-champs. They were.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some players, some all-conference players that we'll be watching this year.
A couple we mentioned before. Of course, the quarterback, Micah Alejandro, if I'm pronouncing it right. Good. If not, then I apologize. Wide receiver, Feli Eslop, offensive tackle Dean Brisky, and DB Elijah Palmer.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Should be some good players out there. They're playing good ball out in Hawaii. They are. All right, so that's going to wrap up our Hawaii preview. So the next team we got rolling right along is we got the Nevada Wolfpack. And I apologize for the logo because it blends really, really well. Should have got the logo that was white. So that way it would have stuck out more. But so last year they ended up going 3-9 and 2-6 in the conference, Taz.
Yeah. They got some work to do, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember these Nevada teams are old. It's been a minute since they've been competitive like they were before. But
when my boy was there,
a Kaepernick. Who's that?
Jay Norvell.
Yeah,
he was killing it in Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, so was Kaepernick when he was there.
Well, yeah, he was too. Yeah. He was with Coach Alt.
Yeah,
he was.
So this is what we have here with we got 3 offensive players returning. 2 on defense, 116 starts. Not bad. Returning production, 48%, which is 91st, 5th in the conference, 57% on the offense, 39% on the defense. But here's the kicker, 17.6 points per game. That's 126. Since 2022, have been under 20 points per game.
Dang. That's for what, 3 years straight? 4 years straight?
Right, since 22. New OC, Brent Botelon, a coach with
Deion Sanders.
Deion, yeah, Colorado.
Yeah, and Jackson State.
Okay, cool. So he's a new OC there. So what we have now is sophomore quarterback, Carlton Jones, had enough. He played as a freshman year, 10 TDs, 17 interceptions, worst ratio in the country. You got to protect the ball.
Yeah.
You got to protect the ball. You can't get to the point. I've seen this in quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks. They get to the point and they kind of get frustrated to make a turnover. They try to make something happen or make a quick decision and end up making more bad decisions.
Yeah.
I've seen that pretty often.
And as a true freshman, kind of thrown out there, so.
Yep. So also he lost top 5 receivers, but they added 4 transfer receivers. Donnie Shears, Southeast Missouri, Jason Doss, Townsend, Gary Gibbons III, Northern Illinois, Damian Morgan from Idaho State, and they also have a running back, Herschel Tanner, is back. Yeah, Herschel Tanner, right? Turner. Herschel Turner's back.
Yeah.
O-line returns both tackles and right guard. Run game should, help the quarterback, and that's big for that kid that had struggled last year. To have a good run game to kind of lean on, and why he, kind of build chemistry with those new receivers.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, the good thing is they have both their tackles in the right guard, so I would be running it to the right.
Well, you don't want to tip the defense and like, oh, that's my strong side.
Yeah. But with the 4 transfer receivers from FCS schools, it is. So Jeff Choate, he's actually kind of hoping to cash in on that to get some kind of help there.
Right.
The run game will help. And I know that his name's Herschel Turner, and I bet they hope he plays like Herschel Walker is what they need him to play like.
Right.
They do. So the defense seems to be all right, but they got first team All Mountain West DN. Oh, this dude right here, this guy, mark it down, check a box.
Who you got?
Dylan LaBarbera.
Yeah, familiar.
Yes. 87 tackles, led the conference with 17 tackles for loss, and has 6.5 sacks.
Yep.
On a 3-9 team, this man put in work.
And then he didn't quit.
No. There was no quitting him. And he came back.
Yeah.
And them type of numbers,
yeah,
they'll get you paid somewhere.
Most definitely.
But he decided to come back. I respect that.
Yeah.
I do. Nevada lost 8 of his top 9 tacklers. Linebacker E.J. Smith should have a big year if he's healthy. He ended up missing the second half last year. So if he can stay healthy out there, then that'll really help him out. Believe it or not, their sophomore DB, Aiden Walker, he's actually emerged as probably their best DB. He has. But the thing they got to do, Taz, if you're going to whatchamacallit win games, is you got to force turnovers.
Got to force turnover.
And defense only forced 15 takeaways. They did. So, and they allowed 27.5 points per game, but when you're averaging 17.6, that's not good. And minus 12 in turnover margin.
Right.
So that's on a 12-game season. That's you giving them one extra possession every time, every game, right out the jump.
Yep.
It is. So that's really going to hurt them. They got to get that cleaned up. If they can get that cleaned up, I mean, like I said, Dylan LaBarbera is going to be like the barbarian. He is. I mean, he's going to come through there and he's going to keep you in games and make plays. You just got to, you know what I'm saying, get it together and not turn the ball over as much. Get him some rest.
Right.
So right now they're facing 4 straight losing seasons, and they haven't been great seasons. 3-9, 3-10, 2-10, 2-10. So they've had losing seasons since my boy Jay Norvell left in 2021. They did. So their last conference championship for Nevada is in 2010, which was in what conference, Taz? The WAC.
The WAC. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The WAC's been this mess.
Yeah. So what's some all conference players we can look forward to with Nevada?
Okay, we'll start out with offensive tackle Jack Foster, defensive end Dylan LaBarbera, which you mentioned earlier, defensive back Aiden Walker, and kicker Joe McFadden.
Hey, you need a good kicker.
Most definitely. Like I said, these games throughout, and I'll just keep reiterating, they're once possession games, so kickers are important.
Yep. So 3-9. If they can cut on the turnovers down, and they got to get some kind of scoring going, if we can get the turnover margin down and everything and score some more points, then I think we can bounce back pretty well and get over the 3-win mark. Maybe a bowl game?
Possibly. It's going to be a task because everybody else is getting better also in the conference.
Yep. So we'll see what Nevada can do. Like I said, they had a true freshman quarterback last year. That kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it hurts you, but it's a lot harder to win for true freshman quarterback in a situation like that. It is. So, all right, well, we're going to move on to our next team we got. That's Nevada, everybody. And the next team we have here is the New Mexico Lobos. New Mexico's coming off a great year. They are 9-4, 6-2 in the conference. Almost got to the conference championship game last year. They did. And Jason Eck. Now, write that name down, everybody. Jason Eck. He will be, I'll put it on the board, your next Power 4 head coach. He will. So he went 9-4 in his first year. And they got a lot coming back to us.
Yep.
Like, this is a team. Look at the logo. Cool logo. Love the logo. I do. They got 7 returning starters on offense and 5 on defense. And they also bring back 185 starts from a 9-4 team. They do. Returning production, 63%, which is 21st in the country and number 1 in the conference. It is. So offense, 68% of the offense is back and 58% of the defense is back.
Yeah.
It is. And this is a team that averaged 27.1 points per game last year. It is. So you want to tell us a little bit about their offense, Taz?
Okay. Offense, they have a returning or have a senior quarterback. Jack Lake is back, is over 2,400 yards passing, 13 TDs. There is a 10 interceptions again. You want to lower that interception rate. They bring in 4-star Luke Morgan from Oregon. Is that right? Morgan from Oregon?
Moga
from Oregon. Lost top 3 receivers. They bring in Troy O'Meara from UNLV, Miles Williams from East Washington. The deep tight end room returns Cade. Is that late? Keith, 20 receptions, 253 yards, 3 TDs, losing and 6.
What they're bringing in?
Oh, they're bringing in. Got losing there. Trip Walsh from Iowa State, 6'5", 250. Joey Olsen, USC, lost 3 running backs. Bring in Kiefer Sebling, Cameron Matthews from Memphis. Return 4 starters on the O-line. Must replace the left tackle also. So there's some turnover there on offense, defense, but there's some continuity coming back also.
Yeah, there was some big tight ends, ain't there?
Yeah.
6'6", 240, 6'5", 250.
Yeah, it's going to help with your run game.
And they're from Iowa State and USC, so you know they're really good tight ends as well.
Yep.
They are. So that's going to really help them. It is. And then bringing in the wide receivers, one from UNLV and then one from Eastern Washington.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Eastern Washington sling the ball around too.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Is that them with the red field?
Yeah. Yep. That's them with the red field.
Cool.
It is. And then, so their defense could actually probably be the best in the Mountain West this year with all that they got coming back. Like I said, senior quarterback.
Right.
I can see the turnovers getting knocked down. And then the backup being a 4-star quarterback from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jason Eck's doing what he wants to do there. So then, like I said, this could be the best defense. They led the conference in sacks last year with 36, but only returned 11 of those sacks.
Yeah.
They do. The D-line could probably be the biggest question. They return Brian Booker at D-tackle, so that should be good. But they do return 5 of their top 7 tacklers and last year's Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, Jackson Eck.
Right.
So, coach's son, and he's out there putting in the work.
Most definitely.
He is. This ain't nepotism. This is actually going out there and putting in the work. Because he had 129 tackles last year, 5 tackles for loss, and 1.5 sacks. But he's also joined with Mercury Swain, also at linebacker, 52 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. So the linebacker room should be real solid as well. Secondary, they got safety Tavion Combs, who was the number 2 tackler. He's back as well. And another safety, Austin Brawley, who had 26 tackles, 3 picks, 6 pass deflections, and 4 starts, and then out for the year. That kid was putting up numbers before he got hurt. If he stays healthy, shoot.
He's probably out of there.
Yeah.
He's healthy.
If he's healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they only gave up 22.3 points per game, which was 46. But here's the killer, and this is what a lot of games end up coming down to, Taz.
Yeah.
-6 turnover margin.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they scored 27 points a game, but they gave up 22, which is less.
Yeah.
But those 1-possession games, you got to protect the ball.
Yeah, you gotta get better than -6. You do. But last year was their first winning season since 2016. So 8 years. Great run, great start in his first year. And their last conference championship, Taz, was 1964.
Oh, man.
And what conference again, Taz?
The WAC.
The WAC. So, yeah, so it's been 50, 60 years now, since 62 years since they won a conference championship. All right. Do you think that Jason Eck can get him there?
Yes, I think he can get him there. I mean, look at the turnaround that they had there. The 94 record, 62 in the conference. They did well in the conference. That's where you really need to lay your foundation by winning that conference or being competitive in the conference at least. And they've done that. Now, granted, outside the conference, like I said, you're probably going to be playing some Power 4 schools or some schools in the bigger conferences. But yet still, you want to make your mark in your conference, and that's what he's doing.
Yep, those games count twice.
Yep.
So some players that we need to look forward to, some all-conference players that they'll end up having on their team this year. Wide receiver Troy O'Mary. Tight end Kay Keefe, which is one of those ones we was talking about. Right. Their guard Malik Elaine. D tackle Brian Booker. And linebacker, of course, Jack Eck. Yep. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year. It is. So, like I said, they had a great year. They got a lot coming back. They got a senior quarterback. They got if they can get the turnover thing turned around and they end up being plus in turnovers,
right?
That right there could be your conference champs, everybody.
Yeah, they'll be, like I said, we got to continue to read, but there can be another school to challenge them, to the conference championship game. So
yeah, and that's the thing too. Like we said, all those state schools are gone who's won every conference championship except for one for the last 12, 13 years. So somebody new's going to end up winning, more than likely.
Most likely.
And hopefully they can end up breaking that streak and end up winning their first conference championship in 60 years.
Yep.
They can. So, all right, moving right along. Our next team we got up here is the San Jose State Spartans. Now, this is a team trending in the opposite direction of the previous team that we just talked about.
Right.
Went 3-9 last year and 2-6 in conference.
Hmm.
But they do have a great coach. They do. And I do not want to butcher his name because I know exactly who he is. His name's Ken Niumaaloa. He was the Navy head coach forever and a day.
Hmm.
He was. So he's 10-15 here in San Jose State the last 2 years, but 119-98 overall.
Hmm.
He is. So, like I said, he had a great run at Navy. I wish they wouldn't have got rid of him there. I don't, because when I think Navy football, that's the coach I think of right now, current day.
Mhm.
So, but once again, like he proved to win at the Naval Academy, I think he's going to prove he can win here as well. So I think he'll get it turned around. He's going to have to start completely over. He is. So, and it might sometimes starting completely over, Taz, isn't all a bad thing.
No. You see some areas where you need to correct and probably can upgrade in a lot of areas on the roster and the coaching staff, but there was turnover there also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So returning starters, Taz, we got 2 on offense and none on defense.
Yeah, fresh 11.
Fresh start.
Yeah.
And only 51 starts of returning.
Yeah.
They returning production 24%. That's 137th of 138. They're last in the conference. Only 24% on offense and 23% on defense. But like we said, sometimes a fresh start over isn't always a bad thing. Because last year they scored 21.4 points per game, and that was 111th in the country. It was. So, you want to tell us a little bit about their offense, Taz? Maybe, or what's new to the offense? I'm sure a lot of people want to know what's new.
Let's see.
There's a lot new.
We're gonna start here with the quarterback, Luke Weaver from Hawaii. 60%. He can get a little better there, but he had 628 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The quarterback threw 17 interceptions last year, the second in the country. They lose top 5 wide receivers, including one AA to Colorado. They bring in Anthony Ivy from Penn State, Jordan Anderson from Sac State, Malachi Ricky from Arizona. Jabari Bates will be the featured back. O-line gave up conference low 13 sacks, which was a positive. Joseph Herbert and right guard Tyler Chin, which Joseph is the center who's returning also. So they got a couple of guys returning from the O-line that only gave up 13 sacks, which is good, which is not a bad thing. So we'll see what kind of improvement they can do with this offense. Because like I said, they've had a complete changeover in the coaching staff also. So we'll see if they're going to feature the run game or the pass game, or we'll see. It can only get better, right?
Yeah. And what really hurts, though, is when you lose your first team All-American wide receiver, who was actually the leading receiver in the country. He was. And that what really hurts. It does. But that's part of it nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a recurring thing. Like you look at this team, like a few other we read, they lost the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're just losing just one guy or your lead guy. You're losing like a group of them.
Yeah, I mean, you lose 88 catches, almost 3 yards shot, 1,300 yards. So let's call it 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. And was one of the finalists, I want to believe, for the Biletnikoff.
Right.
It is, and he ends up packing up and going to Colorado. But that's impressive putting up those type of numbers though on a 3-9 team.
Exactly.
It is. But when I go to this defense and I get to the end, then you'll really understand why he had such an opportunity. So we'll see if his skill set was based off of opportunity or was it based off actual playing, putting up numbers.
Right.
So they got all new starters on defense. Like we said, hey, sometimes that's not a bad thing, you know? So Justin Stearns and Nate Lewis will anchor the edge. They lost 14 of their top 16 tacklers, including their top 9 tacklers. They do have linebacker Ethan Powell returns, and along with Zane Carter, who was injured last year. So hopefully he'll be more healthy and be back this year. He will. Unfortunately, the secondary gave up the Mountain West's second highest passing rating and tied for a league low 7 interceptions. So, and they gave up 18 passing touchdowns. So that's one of the stats that they really base secondaries off of is passing touchdowns to interceptions. And you really don't want to be 2.5 to 1 touchdowns to interceptions.
Right.
You don't. But they did bring in Brian Dukes Jr. from Cal Poly, Isaiah Buxton from San Diego State, and Jackson Barton from Nevada. So hopefully that'll end up helping out. It will. But this is what I was talking about with his stats that he put up, because they did allow 32.5 points per game last year, which was 119th.
Right.
And they only scored 21.4, which was 111th. So they were playing from behind a lot.
A lot.
And when we play from behind, Taz, what we got to do?
You got to throw the ball.
Yeah. And who we going to throw it to? Our best player.
Right. Right.
And they were minus 13 turnover margin, which was 131st last year.
Yeah.
So not scoring enough points, giving up a lot of points, not forcing turnovers, and giving the ball back a lot leads to a 3-9 season.
Yep.
Which was their first losing season since 2021. But their last bowl win was in 2015. So, and last conference championship for them was in 2020 in the Mountain West. So they are a Mountain West champ. So I believe the coach can get it turned around. Like we said, sometimes a fresh start isn't always bad. So we shall see on that.
Well, I do find something interesting that he did. Now, maybe it brings new ideas. I'm not sure. But when you give it up 32.5 and you make a big change as far as the coaching changes, you would think you'll make in significant areas. Well, the actual current defensive coordinator was an intern last year. He was the inside linebackers coach. So he didn't make a change there. So maybe the linebacker coach had ideas that wasn't used. I don't know. But he was a part of that 32.5 points per game. And now he's the actual coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do want to hire from within, but
when your numbers are like giving up that many, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're giving up a lot, 32.5.
That is a lot of points.
You rank 119 net minus and turnover margin, but you're going to, just promote this guy that was part of that defense that gave up 32.5 points a game.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm just saying.
That is hard to do.
I would think you'd probably go outside. But who knows? I mean, maybe the guy had some ideas that wasn't used.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him.
And I like the coach. I do. I think he's a really great coach. So I could see them turning it around. I don't know how quickly the turnaround would be coming off a 3-win season, but I could see him flirting with a bowl game. I can go that way. I can see him flirting with a bowl game. I think
going forward, man, is somehow you're just going to have to, and winning is a part of that, but somehow to try to retain players and not have a mass exodus of players at a certain position, like an O-line or of course, in this situation, you lost your top 5 receivers.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
And every starter on your defense. Yeah, that does make it really hard with starting fresh and new. But hey, maybe the fresh start is what they needed. So we'll see what they can do in the upcoming season. Like I said, 3 wins last year. I could see that they could flirt with a bowl game. They could cut turnover margin down and see what this new D coordinator has got cracking. So we'll see what we got on that one. All right, moving right along. We're going to move on to our next team, the UNLV Rebels.
UNLV Rebels. The Rebels kind of been solid here last few years, been consistent, and I think this year they, from my opinion, I think they take another step toward winning the conference and possibly playoffs.
Okay. They actually played for the championship game last year.
Yep.
They did end up losing to Boise, but they was actually there.
Right.
They was coming off a 10-4, 6-2 year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dan Mullins' first year there.
Yep.
Ted, you know a little bit about Dan.
There's something about the old Dan Mullins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good. He can scheme well if you got the right players in there.
And here goes something I wanted to talk about. I'll run through these numbers real quick, and then there's something I wanted to talk to you about because I know you probably got a pretty good opinion, a strong opinion about it. So on offense, they're returning 3, on defense 3 as well, but they do return 136 starts, which is really, really good. Returning production is only 40%, which is 116th and 7th in the conference. They return 40% of their offense and 40% of their defense. But last year, Dan Mullins' first year there, they averaged 34.1 points per game, number 18th in the country. Now, here gets to the part I want to talk to you about, Taz.
Okay.
So they do got a loaded quarterback room. They do.
Yeah.
They bring in Jackson Arnold.
Yep.
From where was he at last
Auburn.
time? Auburn. Okay. Yep. I remember when he was at Oklahoma.
Yep.
And they also got Alex Orji from Michigan. They do. Because their quarterback, that Colandera, he ended up leaving to go to Nebraska.
Got it.
Now, here comes Dan Mullen coming in, Taz. 2 quarterbacks. 2 completely different style quarterbacks.
Right.
What's that sound like?
Sound like you don't have a quarterback. But it sounds something like
have you seen this episode before?
Yeah, I've seen this. Spurrier done it before. 2 quarterback. But with Mullen, I think one, like most coaches, he wants a competitive quarterback room. You know, he want competition in there versus one guy coming in and he just handing it to him. So I think it'll be good for both quarterbacks, which Arnold has a lot of. I think he has a lot of experience. Well, he does have a lot of experience, but maybe some untapped potential in there. I don't know, that Mullen probably sees something in him that he can drive in his offense. Now, this kid from Oregon, of course, you know he's got to be a good quarterback. They're recruiting him, and he's been in that system under.
You talking about the one from Alex Orji from Michigan? From Michigan,
Yeah, and I don't know, because Michigan was more run heavy. You know, they're more of a pass open offense. So I don't know. Maybe he has a plan for 2 quarterbacks.
So what I want to get at, what I was getting at, is he going to do like he did in Florida and play them both at the same time? Because we remember watching the LSU Florida game, and Florida had LSU in 2019.
Yeah, he made that change.
And then he made the change in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him a few times. I mean, even before then. Think about this. We talked about this when he started Felipe over Kyle Trask, and I knew Kyle was better quarterback, but he played him based off of experience. You know, because Felipe he had experience over him. Not that he was better, but he played him over experience until Kyle got injured.
Well,
and then when Kyle came in, Felipe never saw the field again. So.
Has he gotten over that, do you think?
I don't know. I can't. It's hard to answer that. I mean, he only been there like a year, right?
Yeah, just 1 year.
You know, after that, and he could go with the experience and go with Jackson Arnold first. It may be his mindset. You know, not saying that Jackson's going to give him a better opportunity, but this kid in Michigan probably got some untapped stuff. But I don't know. I'm hoping he has a fair competition.
Yeah.
You know, for UNLV's sake.
Oh, yeah.
To have a fair competition and just play it out versus, I'm going to go with the guy that's got the experience.
Yep.
You know?
All right. So they do return a 4-year starter running back, Dajan the Jet Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
who had over 1,000 yards last year and 12 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
They did. Wide receiver is going to be a question mark this year.
Yeah.
It is, with no starters returning at wide receiver.
Mm.
It is. So, but sophomore Caden McGee should have a breakout season this year. And all Mountain West tackle is moving to center, and Austin Boyd returns at left tackle and Will Thomas.
Yeah.
So, tackle moving to center. I like that. I mean, that's taking initiative because, like they say the center is the quarterback of the offensive line. So, moving from tackle over to center, that see him looking at the bigger picture. So that means he's a really smart guy. Austin Boyd is.
Yeah, but you hopefully you got that tackle position solidified also.
Yeah,
You
most
know, 'cause
definitely.
you don't want to leave a hole there.
Yeah, you don't want to move your all Mountain West tackle to center if you don't have a tackle to put back in there
Right.
that you hope can also turn into a Mountain West all conference
Yep.
center or tackle.
Yep.
So Ted, tell us a little bit about the defense they got coming back.
Defense coming back. You got D-line start with Junior Lucas. Canty returns. He had a big year from sophomore Andre Porter and junior Landon Thomas. Bring in CAA Defensive Player of the Year linebacker Cam Santi. The secondary will be the strength of the defense. Safety Jack Pope, 2 years. Alabama, 1 year. Georgia, is that Georgia?
Yeah.
Also, he had UNLV had 81 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 6 pass defense, and an interception. They bring in nickelback Kyron Chambers for JMU, safety Tony Lewis from Nebraska.
Not Lewis.
No, he's from Arizona State.
Lukuba, or however you say his last name.
Yeah, from Arizona State. They gave up 28 points per game allowed. That's 89th, plus 7 turnover margin.
Yeah. So they did good on turnover margin.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
And that safety, Jake Pope, might be pretty damn good, Taz. He
Yeah.
played 2 years at Alabama and 1 year at Georgia before he came there.
Yeah, and like I said, if we can get that defense to even just lower that a bit, maybe 25 below, if he can control that defensive points per game, they're going to be something to reckon with because he can score points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he's going to put up points. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
just
can.
like last year. First year there, puts up 34 a game.
Yeah, he can figure it out.
Yeah. So as long as that defense, even at 28, that ain't bad for
It's not
a team
bad.
scoring 34, but I'm
It's
like
not
you
bad.
said, get it down to about 24.
Yeah, because like I said, you're going to have a new quarterback now. You don't know how they're going to actually fit that offense. Or like I said, Jackson hadn't been the most productive quarterback. Like I said, I don't know who's going to start, but
Yeah.
he hasn't been the most productive as far as the passing. Now he can do the RPO pretty well,
Mhm.
so you may see more of that with him. So
Yeah, and then Alex Orji, he's more of a dual threat. He's
Yeah.
more of a tuck and run type quarterback.
Yeah.
He is. So see him with a lot of zone reads and stuff like
yeah,
that.
and I mean Dan, he runs that offense.
Hmm.
So I mean you've seen Dak Prescott and Tebow, all those guys playing that same offense. So
Yep. So last 3 years at UNLV, they've been on a run, Taz, for the last couple of years.
Mhm.
They have. Last year they went 10-4. The year before they went 11-3,
Mhm.
and then in 23 they ended up going 9-5. So they've been trending in the upper echelon of the Mountain West.
mhm.
They have, but their last conference championship was in 1994. It was in from the Big West.
Yeah, yeah,
Good
but
conference.
but like you mentioned before, all of those schools are gone now,
Mm-hmm.
so they have a better opportunity now.
Yep.
You know,
And the Big West and the WAC is what created where we are now,
yeah.
Mountain West. So tell us all conference players that we'll be looking at this upcoming season.
All conference is Jaden Thomas, a running back. Center Austin Boyd. DB Avery Helm. He was a previous guy that followed Mullen. He was at Florida at one point, then TCU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and safety Jake Pope.
Nice.
Yeah.
So 10-4, 6-2 in conference. Got to the conference championship game. Tell us what they got coming back. How confident do you have them?
I do. I'm pretty confident, not just in them, but as far as Mullen, him getting settled in, after being out of coaching for a few years, being in the booth.
Yeah. Collecting that check.
Yeah. So just him coming back, doing what he did in his first year, I think he'll be better this year. And yeah, I think they'll be one of the best teams in the conference.
Okay. Heck yeah, I can see that too. Like I said, they got a lot coming back, a lot of new faces, a lot of great talent they have. I mean, and like I said, they was there last year, so you was there last year, and you know how everybody is. You did last year, damn it, do it again.
Do it again.
All right, moving on to our next team that we got here is the Wyoming Cowboys from Laramie, Wyoming, the highest elevated stadium in college football.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I think they're about 7,000 feet above sea level. They are. So went 4-8 last year, 2-6. Jay's Sauble, he's 7-17 in the last 2 years.
Yep.
He is. So can he get it turned around, Taz?
I think he can. It may take him a little time, but I think he can because it's been done before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can, like I said, if you can kind of stabilize things, and it's a challenge keeping your players there developing. But I think he can get them back there in due time.
Heck yeah. So on offense returning, they got 4 starters on offense and 2 on defense and 94 total starts. So about not quite that great in returning starts, but not too bad, I guess. But this is what might end up hurting them, but it might not. Who knows? 40% returning production, which is 118th and 8th in the conference. It is. They return 43% of the offense and only 36% of the defense. And here's going to be the number one kicker. If you're going to get it turned around, is last year, Taz, they averaged 14.6 points a game, 129th in the country.
Yeah, man, it's like I said, all these coaches are facing similar situations, man. Trying to keep players, trying to keep coaching staff. It's a challenge, but somehow they got to kind of work themselves through it.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been done.
Well, definitely.
It's been done. So there's been a couple coaches kind of, it's basically just, you know, locating players and develop them. And it's football.
Exactly. Build the same size.
Yeah.
Play by the same rules. They do.
It's football. There's no excuse why I can't get the players. There's thousands and thousands of players out there. You just got to pick the right ones for your team.
Exactly. The right fits and develop them. You do.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, new 14.6 points per game. I tell you this, I'll guarantee this, it won't happen this year. It won't. One, because they got a brand new OC. They do, Christian Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And Christian Taylor, and they got a new quarterback as well, Tyler Hughes from William and Mary. Well, Tyler Hughes actually played for Christian Taylor at William and Mary, so he's kind of used to the offense.
Right.
He is. And he put up some great numbers at William and Mary last year. Now, granted, competition's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a little stiffer at this level than what it was there. But last year, he had 2,330 yards, 20 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions.
It's a plus.
That is a big plus. And that right there in itself makes you say, okay, wow, damn, he's pretty good. But he also had 670 yards rushing and ran for 11 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a good all-around dual threat quarterback with the OC that he's comfortable with and used to and knows the offense. So I could see them taking a huge jump from the 14.6 points. I could. They do have their sophomore running back returns. And like I said, cool nickname. His name's Samuel, nickname Tote. Tote in the Rock coach. Tote Harris had 558 yards. So they also bring in Markel Holman from Western Illinois, who had 1,063 yards and led that conference that Western Illinois is in as well in rushing. So they got 2 good running backs, bring back a sophomore. They do. They ran for almost 600 yards and then brings in a transfer that got them over 1,000. They do. They also bring in all new wide receivers. I'm sorry. They got all new wide receivers this year. And their DB, Tyson Dean, says, I'm going to move to wide receiver coach. So that right there is something crazy. You don't really see much. It isn't. But he decided he wants to move over to the offensive side of the ball. So, hey, hopefully it works out for him. Hopefully he can make some big plays for him and everything. And they probably do have 2 of the best tight ends in the conference, Taz,
Yeah.
with Jake Wilson and Kyle Fred. So that right there, 2 tight ends, 2 solid running backs. Returns both their tackles and adds a center, Jason, I don't want to butcher your name, from Nebraska to play at center. So if he came from Nebraska, it's a big boy. It is. And he's going to be a smart guy as well. So, yeah. So you got both your tackles and the new center. You got 2 solid running backs. You got 2 solid tight ends. And you got a quarterback that knows the system already with your new OC. I could see him well exceeding 24.6. I could almost see him doubling that. Probably about 24 to 27 points a game.
Yeah. And that's right around where you need to be, around 27 points to have a good season. And then you limit things on defense and your points per game on that side. So, yeah, I can see them improving this year.
Oh, yeah. You want to tell us about defense, Taz?
Yeah, defense, they got D-line started there. Dante Drake, he's back from an injury. Also returned Jaden Williams and Kayla Robinson from injury. So they had 3 guys returning from injuries.
Yeah.
Which is a plus to the depth chart.
Yeah. Which that will hurt you if you guys start dropping.
Oh, definitely. Linebacker Ethan Chusasky.
Something like that.
Moves to middle linebacker. Sorry about that. Ethan returns 2 starters in the secondary. Jones Thomas, 57 tackles, 2 interceptions. Desmond Hearns, 35 tackles, 5 PBUs. Starting 2 sophomore DBs. Tyson, that's Samsat?
Shamsid. Yeah.
Dean Brooklyn.
Nah, it says he got one of them hyphenated names.
Oh, that's Dean. Okay. Brooklyn Cheap.
Yeah.
Both played in 10 games.
Oh, okay.
And then there again, the defense gave up 20.5 points per game allowed. That's 30th.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. That's lower than I think the average that needs to be. But -3 in turnovers, 88th.
Okay. Yeah, so they're starting 2 sophomore DBs that each played 10 games last year as freshmen. So they should be really pretty solid in the secondary. I think that might be their best part on the defense is the secondary. And then, yeah, like you said, they only allowed 20.5 points a game, 30th in the country. 30th. That's solid.
Solid defense.
That's very solid.
Defense.
What sucks is you only score 14.6.
Yeah.
You do.
And that's with 3 guys out with injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully.
And playing 2 freshmen at DB.
Right. So hopefully the defense is solid again this year. And they just improve on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah, which I think they can completely on offense. I do. I mean, this could be one of sneaky sleeper teams.
Yep.
It could. So the last conference championship for them was in 1993 in the WAC. It was. So with that defense, allowing only 20 points a game last year, with all the information we know about the turnover on the offensive side of the ball, can they get? How confident you feel about them getting to a bowl game?
Pretty confident. I mean, they went 4-8 last year. So you still 2 more games. I mean, you're bowl eligible, of course. But you got to improve in conference. They went 2-6.
Yeah.
So you got to improve in conference right there. Whereas, I mean, there's some new teams in conference now.
That is true.
So
and a lot of good teams are gone.
Yeah, a lot of good teams are gone now. So you can kind of steal these new teams that are coming in, and you can steal a couple games and become bowl eligible.
Yep, end up in a bowl game where they're 10-9 overall in bowl games. So tell us a couple of all-conference players that's going to get them over the hump, and we're going to be at a bowl game next year in Wyoming.
Okay, we're going to start now with we're running back Samuel Harris, linebacker Ethan Stu. Ethan S. To Stafford. I don't want to screw you up, Ethan. And punter Bart Edmondson.
Okay.
So they got 3 guys that you can kind of depend on. But I'm interested, like I said, I'm going back. Maybe they're not on the list right now, but those 3 guys that came back from injury.
Yeah. If they can put up any production, I mean, they're going to be head and shoulders even better. And how do you get better from a 20? I mean, think of how many teams would love if their defense only gave up 20 points a game.
Right.
There's about 8 or 9 and 10 of them in this conference itself. It is. So that's the Wyoming Cowboys,
Yeah.
everybody.
It's something real brief though.
What you got?
I noticed that the head coach took over this team after 3 straight bowl wins, right?
Mhm.
Or 3 straight bowl games. He took over. But something was interesting as I was kind of studying this team. The previous coach, Dave Christensen,
Yeah.
you know, the OG.
Uh-huh.
It was something interesting that I came across. This was in 2012. Christensen, he confronted Air Force coach Troy Callahan after the Cowboys' narrow 28-27 loss to the Falcons, believing Callahan had told Air Force quarterback Connor Dietz to fake an injury in order to buy more time before the game-winning touchdown. Christensen, he launched a profanity-laden tirade at Calhoun, calling him a flyboy. Christensen apologized the next night and was reprimanded by the Mountain West for his actions on October 22nd. The Wyoming athletic director, Tom Berman, suspended Christensen for the Cowboys game against Boise State and fined him $50,000. Assistant head coach Paul Kelligus coached the team in that game. But what was interesting about that, it was him calling him a flyboy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I was, not hip to it. So I'm like, what is a flyboy?
Mhm.
So one definition I came across flyboy was, referring to a pilot,
Yeah.
of course, which has made sense.
Being Air Force. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I kept digging deeper and I saw something that I think that he was kind of referring to. It says a negative meaning is informal or derogatory usage. Flyboy can describe someone who is vain, self-centered, and obsessed with wealth, status, or appearance. Such a person often flaunts possessions, manipulates others or for attention, and can engage in unethical or even criminal behavior to maintain that lifestyle. So I'm thinking it's more of this than the pilot that he was referring to. But I thought it was kind of interesting that he referred to him that and he went that tirade.
That's funny.
That's great. Yeah.
Call him flyboy. Look at that. Well, luckily, I guess good. And Troy's still there at Air Force, so
Right.
gotta love rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to our next team that we got. We got the UTEP Miners.
Mm-hmm.
We do 2-10 last year, 1-7 in conference, coming over from Conference USA. We do. So Scotty Walden, 5-19 the last 2 years. He's 39-39 overall. And this is their first year in the Mountain West, Taz.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little what you got.
All right, what we got for Scotty here? First year in the Mountain West. No retention as far as production coming back. 0 on offense, 4 on defense, 95 starts.
That's not much at all.
Not at all. Return production 35%, 126. Ninth in conference, 27 offense, 43 on defense. 23 points per game. 23 points per game was 97.
Dang. Only 100 or 126 in returning production.
Mm-hmm. Screen.
All right, hold on a second. All right. So they got a new quarterback, EJ Colson from Incarnate Word.
Mm-hmm.
So that should really help with the points per game. And well, because they love to sling the ball around there.
Right.
And last year he had 42 yards, 71% completion percentage, which is really great, and 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. It was. So he had a really good year. He did last year. And the average scored 3 touchdowns and can't even read my own writing. Average scored 3 touchdowns and 12 carries per game. So bringing in a new quarterback, that's going to really help with 23.3 points per game. Running back, Tavares Jones from Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be really good for them. We should have asked Matt about him. We should have. And then he gets his chance now. And wide receiver Cam Thomas is back from an ACL, and he's versatile and all-purpose type receiver. So he should end up having a really good year coming back, depending on how easily he comes back from that. And then the wide receiver Carver Cheeks, is that? Yeah, Carver Cheeks was first team Big Sky that they brought in, who had 929 yards and will start 4 transfers on the O-line. Included, the only one they got back is right tackle Juan Camacho Jr. It is. So they have some coming back. They do, but going to be a little more difficult. They are. But hold on one second while I'm having technical difficulties. There we go. All right, Ted.
I'm back.
All right. So what do you think about the offense? How do you think all that's going to end up working out?
No production on offense returning.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard. I mean, and that, with production coming back, I guess, previous year, you're only averaging 23.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a real challenge. And not only that, you're moving up a step.
Yeah.
As far as competition.
I think so, too. I would put the Mountain West above the Conference USA and the MAC.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough task for them.
So what do you think about defense, Taz?
Defense got new DC, Kyle Byer.
Okay.
Deep at D-line, which is a plus because you're going to need line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Ashton Coker returns. Derek B. Back from injury. Elias Fields. Linebacker Jaden Wilson return. El Paso native. 92 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 6 quarterback hurries, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception. Quarterback, Shea Smith.
Yep.
Moved to linebacker. Secondary will be the strength. Safety Xavier Smith, 60 tackles, 1 interception. DB Justin Content, 58 tackles, 5.5 tackle for loss, 1 interception. And his defense gave up 30.4 points per game allowed.
I see why they got a new D coordinator.
Yeah, and minus 12 in margin. So now, the defense got to turn around, and now you're not bringing any return reduction on offense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a challenge for them, I think, this year.
Yeah, and I think that's cool, too, that they got an El Paso native. Right. They do, and Jaden Wilson. That's cool, because if anybody's going to feel the pride of that town and that team, it's going to be him.
Yep.
It is. So I think with him and a quarterback moving to linebacker, you don't hear that very often. Usually quarterbacks are the prima donnas, don't touch me type guys. And he said, I want to go there. I want to hit somebody, coach.
My boy said, I just want to go on the field.
That's it. Put me out, coach. Put me out.
On the field.
Yep. We need some help on defense. Though we don't have nobody coming back on offense, but hey, we need some help on defense. Yep. But hey, if you're him and you want to get on the field, you see they just brought their quarterback in from Incarnate Word. The writing's pretty much on the wall.
Most definitely.
That hey, I ain't gonna be able to play you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get on the field, like you said, where you want to go play defense? Sure, I'll hit somebody.
There you go.
And they were minus 12 in turnover margin as well, like we talk about. That's giving your opponent the ball 1 extra time per game, which doesn't sound like much, but possessions are very, very important in football. They're very limited. So when you get them, you got to take advantage of them. You don't want to give them away. So 2-10, 1-7. They got a lot going on. I think the quarterback will do okay. I think he'll do a lot better. I do. They get a good running back from Missouri. You don't know about their all-purpose Cam Thomas, how healthy he's going to be. Hopefully he has a full recovery.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in a decent receiver from the city of College of San Francisco. And the first team Big Sky member as well. D-line, linebacker, secondary. Man,
you just want to kind of build for the future, the stepping stones.
Yeah.
And the main thing I would probably suggest is just be competitive.
See, that's it.
Just go out and play.
Yeah, be competitive. Keep it close.
Just go play, man.
I mean, they got 4 straight losing seasons. They actually have a losing season 10 out of the last 11 years.
Yeah.
They do.
Just go play. Play hard, man. That's what I say. You never know what happens when you play fast.
Exactly. Play fast, play hard, play physical.
Yeah.
It is. Last conference title, Taz, was in 2020 in the WAC.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, here's a little wild tidbit, not to damper the news or whatever, but they have lost 7 straight bowls, and their last win was the 1967 Sun Bowl.
Wow.
Which is their stadium, where their stadium is. And they do have one of the coolest stadiums that's actually built into a mountain. And when you go into the stands, you can actually look across and see Mexico because it's in El Paso, right there on the border.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Really cool stadium. I think, like you said, try to be competitive. You know, I mean, 2-10 is hard to come back from that. Not saying, hey, Kennesaw State was 2-10 last year, turned it around, won the conference. So it can be done.
Yeah,
it can, everybody. So, like we said, go out there, be competitive, see what happens. You play hard. Sometimes the ball bounces your way. 6 wins, it's gonna be hard and step up in competition, but hey, we'll see. You know,
you got a lot of new pieces.
Yep,
especially on offense, it's all new pieces.
And that's why they play it on the field.
Yep,
it is. So that's our preview for UTEP. Moving on, we got 2 more schools left, 2 more new schools. Welcome to the conference. We got up is the Northern Illinois Huskies, 3-9 and 2-6 in the MAC last year. This is their first year in the Mountain West, and they have a brand new coach this year,
right?
Rob Hurley. This is first year. It is. So returning starters, they got 4 on offense and nothing on defense coming back starter wise. They don't, and 106 starts. Return production, they have 48%, which is 85th in the country and 4th in the conference. So we'll see what they can bring back on production, but a lot of their production is one-sided. They got 68% of production coming back on offense and just 28% on defense. Now, hopefully, experience is going to be what helps because 68% of this production wasn't much.
Yeah.
So last year, they only averaged scoring 17.1 points per game, which was 127th. 98.9 yards per game passing, Taz. 132nd.
Oh, boy.
And 285.9 yards per game total offense, which is 30th. So they do got a quarterback competition coming up to start the season between sophomore Brady Davison, Jalen Macon, who finished the year last year. So, and they also have Ian Hammock from the University of Charleston. So 3-way competition. Like I said, he scored 17 points and only threw for 98 yards last year. And you're a brand new coach. Doesn't do any good to name a starter in the spring. To me, I think that one you leave wide open. You do all the way into to the start of the season, and it looks like maybe even into the season. So, a running back Telly Johnson steps up, and it's 712 yards and 4 touchdowns. They do bring back their number 1 receiver, which I don't really know how much that is, but De'Ari Rogers, who had 46 catches, 506 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And he'll also be the punt returner. So he's going to be pulling double duty for you. So whoever wins the quarterback competition, you're going to have a good, elusive, fast, speedy receiver. So take advantage of them, you know. Wide receiver Ricky Taylor Jr. is returning and could have a big year. He had an injury last year, so that probably hurt with the 98 yards passing. It did. And the 17 points. So hopefully get him back. Hopefully he'll be back from injury fully healthy. Center Landon Horan, left tackle Ross Legal return. And this, believe it or not, only scoring 17 points per game, says they only allowed 19 sacks all last year, which is amazing. That's really good.
Good.
Yeah. So with the offense coming back, what they got and the points, do you see them stepping up and scoring more points this year coming up?
It's another one I think is a challenge with not a lot of returning players. That's the thing. You're not returning a whole lot, so it's kind of hard to say. You know, you don't know how the offensive line is going to be. You know, after that production, you only got 4 guys on offense.
Yeah.
Coming back, so either Portal
Fort Warden on defense.
Yeah. Yeah, either hit Portal hard or either just kind of depends on high school. But of course, like I said, you got to hit on high school for them to come out and play right away. So it's gonna be a challenge at 17. I mean, it's an imbalance between the points that you scored and the points you give up.
Yeah. And what about defense, Taz? Talk about defense.
So they do have 2 redshirt freshmen at defensive tackle. Marshall Cannon and Amari Washington. 2 freshmen at linebacker, Jack Murray, redshirt freshman Kamar Nelson. 3 transfers with the secondary. Nickelback Avery Jones, Lafayette. Sophomore DB Liam Lindo from Bryant. Safety Kyson Coyers from Long Island. Sophomore DB Devion Reynolds. Very young defense.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, very young, inexperienced, and of course, the previous defense gave up 24.3.
Really ain't not too bad. 24.3.
No.
It ain't.
It's not bad, but there again, I mean, your offense needs to help you.
Yeah, 17 points.
Yeah,
You give up 24. That's how you go 3-9.
yeah, and there again, this is another team that's stepped up to conference, so you're gonna be playing some better offenses and defense.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, they need a lot of production coming out of these young cats that they got, young Huskies, little pups.
Yeah,
They do the defensive pups. They need some big production coming from them.
and they've been known to field some good teams. Although, like I said, this is a new coaching staff.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Compared to the previous coaching staff, like I said, they were competitive. Was it just recently? Was it Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
That
They beat Notre Dame.
Yeah,
They did.
beat
They beat Notre Dame.
Yeah,
The
that
year
was
before
early in the
last.
season.
Yeah, the year before last.
Yeah,
They
so
did.
like I said, they've been known to field some good teams.
Mm-hmm.
This coach just got to kind of come in and build his roster.
Yep.
To where they're competitive.
Yeah, and their last conference championship was in 2021. They
Mhm.
also played in the Orange Bowl. But it's been more than a few years now. But played in the Orange Bowl against Florida State.
Mhm.
They did. They had back-to-back winning seasons prior to last year, so they're not far away. They ain't, and
Right.
they can run it back. They can and get back to where they need to be. They just this new head coach gotta come in, get the offense flowing, and get a lot of production out of them young pups.
Mm-hmm.
They do defense, and they should be able to get back to at least maybe a bowl game. They could,
Yeah.
depending on how the schedule plays out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They could. So that's going to wrap up our preview for Northern Illinois. And then our next one we got here, you got to give me a second because I have to get it pulled up. But we have the new team the new kids on the block. We do is the North Dakotas. There we go. All right. New kids on the block.
License.
North Dakota State Bison. Make sure to put the Z on it because they get really upset about that. It's the Bison.
Right.
So I will. There was a little bit difficult to do. Last year they were 12-1, 8-0. I mean, they was in their Missouri Valley Conference or whatever. Yeah, and D2 or FCS. So it's their first year at D1, and Tim Paulzik, 26-3 while he was there. And as we can say, this is a step up in competition, like we've been talking about. But hey, we've seen it from other schools. They move up to D1 and they don't take a backseat to nobody.
Yeah, and normally their offense, like I said, they're pretty productive, fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
So anything can happen. You can catch teams out of position, quick score, and build some confidence. And like I said, this was one of those schools. A lot of teams didn't want to play.
Oh no! Should have beat Colorado that year at Colorado in Dion's first year. They should have.
And if they get better players in there, it's going to be rough.
Oh yeah,
for somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've knocked off big brands, Power 4 schools. This was the team that everybody was just waiting for. They're like, all right, you won like 10 out of previous, I think it was 12 or something like that, national championships at the D2 level. So everybody's been like, okay, come on, y'all. When we gonna make this move? Like, we're ready for this move now. And now they made the move, and I think they're ready. I think they're gonna come in and be
They can catch some
competitive,
people. They're not careful.
especially in their own conference.
Mm-hmm.
They can. So they got 3 returning starters on offense and 5 on defense.
Mhm.
They do. 52% of their production is back. That's 65th in the country and 3rd in the conference. 45% on offense and 60% on defense. And like you were saying, Taz, they like to score points. They averaged 41.1 points per game last year. They did.
Yeah, it's one of those teams. Like I said, they don't have any quit in them.
Mm-mm.
They're constantly coming.
Yep.
I mean, you can be up on them if you want, but they get a little momentum in that second half.
Yep, it's on.
Yeah, and not only that, now teams got to go to them.
Exactly. You got to go to the Fargo Dome.
Yeah.
You do, which I wish they played outside, but hey. Anyways, at least they play up in Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
They do. So on offense, like you said, they got a 5th-year senior quarterback coming back, Nathan Hayes. Or I'm sorry, yeah, he was the backup last year. He was for the quarterback. He's a running threat with a real strong arm. So I mean, sounds like every typical North Dakota State quarterback, and they seem to recruit pretty good ones. They do. Their running back, DJ Scott, had 500 yards, averaged 7.3 yards a carry with 6 touchdowns last year. So he was real productive. Also, redshirt freshman Miles Mitchell and freshman Braylon Tolliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well. So they're unexperienced at wide receiver, which they'll need to step up, as wide receivers. Sophomore tight end Reese Kessel averaged 22.3 yards per catch last year, Taz. That's pretty good for a tight end. Yeah, for anybody, let alone tight end.
Yeah.
And they returned 3 starters on their O-line. Their center, Griffin Impey, left guard, Nate Tasted, and right guard, Josh Maggin. So they got their center and both their guards back. So they're going to be solid up the middle.
That's good.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So get a little development at the tackle position. And you got the running back and the quarterback stepping up this year. So they got a lot to be really happy about and can really make a move this year.
Right.
They can. You got anything on defense, Ted?
D-line deep this year, led by sophomore Keenan Wilson. Linebacker, leading tackler is back. Donovan Wooden. 88 tackles, 3.5 tackle for loss, 1.5 sacks, 9 PBUs, 3 interceptions.
Nice.
Lots of experience in the secondary. DB, you have a senior DJ Vogt, senior Chance Tucker, safety senior Darius Javance, and you have Jalen Crumby. Yeah, Jalen Crumby. Gave up 13 points a game, allowed plus 18 turnover margin. Will the transition be better than Sac State? It's a good question.
Yeah.
I think offense-wise, this offense could translate.
Oh, most definitely.
That defense, like I said, we'll see how they match up on the line of scrimmages.
Yeah.
I still think they're going to be feisty, though, because, that's what they do.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And like I said, they can go toe-to-toe with Power 4 schools.
Yeah.
And they have.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about, well, you can get up for one game. Okay, well, yeah, they do. But they also get up for the other games, too.
Yeah.
So, and I think the Mountain West, that's a great spot for them. I do. It was kind of hard with ranking these numbers because we don't really have ranks for these because it was FCS. It was. And that, like I said, we don't know how that'll translate into this next level.
Yeah.
We don't. But, hey, 41 points per game. That means you got the offense. You got someone who knows what they're doing on offense, regardless of what level you're playing at. And only allowing 13 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
You do. And the biggest thing, this is something that it doesn't matter either what level you're at, plus 18 turnover margin.
Yeah.
That would have led the country in the FBS last year at plus 18. So, 1, they take care of the ball. And 2, they're going to take the ball.
Yep.
They are. So, some players to look forward to. They got Keenan Wilson, the D tackle. He's going to be poised for a big year. He's a sophomore, so he was only a freshman last year. So that tells you how good of a player he can be. And the returner, Jackson Williams.
Yeah.
They do. So, North Dakota State moves in with the Bison. And the question was, are they going to do transition better in Sacramento State? I honestly think both of them can move right along
Right.
the same, honestly, because all these schools have proven that they're better prepared for the next level than, like we said, they were in the past.
Right.
I think it's harder for a team to move from conference to conference than teams have made it from moving to FCS to FBS.
Right.
They have. So, with that being said, that will be our North Dakota State preview as we're rocking right along here. So, we're going to go ahead and do our wrap up. And here we have our championship game picks. We have who we got, who's going to win, offense, defensive player of the years, and games to watch out for this upcoming season. So, championship game, Taz, I'll go first.
Yep.
I got New Mexico over versus Hawaii. I think Timmy Chang gets them there. I think New Mexico has a lot coming back. They do. They're doing really good. And I got New Mexico winning. First conference championship in 62 years. Jason Eck gets it done for New Mexico over Timmy Chang in the Mountain West in Vegas.
That's a good pick. That's interesting. I went a little different, because I do have one of the teams in there. I have New Mexico State and UNLV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think UNLV's had a taste of that last year. And I think they're hungry to get back. And I think they have a head coach that can get them back. And I'm taking UNLV over New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got the fighting Dan Mullen getting the championship, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, my offensive player of the year this year is going to be New Mexico quarterback Jack Lane. Last year, 2,400 yards, 65% completion percentage, which was really good. He only had 13 touchdowns and 10 picks. I see the picks going down. I see the touchdowns going up. And like I said, if you end up leading New Mexico to a championship game, you got to win player of the year.
Yeah.
So who you got, Taz, as your offensive player of the year?
Offensive player of the year is Jaden Thomas. Not only, I looked at his yards that he had for the year in the touchdown, but what impressed me was he averaged 7 yards a carry.
Nice.
Yeah, that's almost a first down per carry.
Nice.
So I'm looking for him to do just as well, even better this year with that offense. And I'm gonna switch it up a little bit since you chose my dude. I'm gonna go with Jackson Eck.
Oh, okay. Co-defensive player of the year.
Co-defensive player of the year, and I'm looking for him to repeat. I'm gonna go with Jackson Eck, improving this year and being right. But he may be cool again with your guy. I don't know, but I think he'll be in the mix for that defensive player of the year.
Yeah, defensive player of the year this year is going to be fun to watch because I'm like you said, I had it between those two as well. Yeah. I did my pick DN from Nevada, like I said, Dylan LaBarbera, the Barbarian.
He stayed in the backfield.
Yeah, 87 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks. It's a D lineman. Like I said, Dylan the Barbarian LaBarbera.
There you go.
That will make the name for it. Somebody will call it now whenever he makes a big play for Nevada. So those are our defensive and offensive player of the year. Like I said, defensive player of the year is going to be fun to watch those two. Yeah. It will compete against each other. Do they end up, can you look up one of their schedules, Ted? Do they end up playing each other this year?
Let's take a quick look.
Against New Mexico and Nevada? Because if so, that would be a great game to watch. It will. But while he's looking that up, I'm going to go over a couple of games that we're looking forward to watching this year. And August 29th, starting the season off, we got Memphis at UNLV. We do the fighting Dan Mullins. And Memphis coming off a pretty good year last year. Fell apart there towards the end, but coming off a decent year. And they're always going to have a competitive team. They are. So, Ted, what do you think about the Memphis UNLV game?
I think that's interesting also. With Dan Mullen returning. But Memphis is going to be one of those squads too. It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be
That's going to be one to watch, y'all.
Yeah. There may be some high-flying offense now.
So the next game we got looking up is September 5th. We got Wyoming at Colorado State. And for all y'all who follow the show and watch our episodes, you know very well about the Bronze Boot.
The Bronze Boot on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that'll be a really good game too. Taz, what's another game we're looking forward to?
October 17th, New Mexico goes to Hawaii.
Ooh.
Yeah, that should be an interesting game there. A solid team in New Mexico versus, I think, the up-and-coming team in Hawaii. Yeah, that should be a real good game.
And that's my championship game preview.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Well, we'll see.
Yep. And then the other game that we got on here, November 4th, is UNLV at New Mexico.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
That's my school. That'd be awesome, though. It could be. I mean, you got to consider whatever the records are. I mean, somebody got to lose that game, but they still could be positioned for a replay.
Yeah, they end up running it back.
Yep.
They can. That's the beginning of November. It is. So that'll be another good game. And that will pretty much wrap up our Mountain West Conference preview show.
But I do have this before you break.
What you got?
2 days after the UNLV New Mexico's game, no, it can't be 2 days after because I'm showing November 6th.
It might be because they play during the week in the Mountain West.
Yeah, but your game's November 4th. That's 2 days.
Which game?
You have the UNLV New Mexico at November 4th.
Oh, is it the 6th?
No, Nevada plays New Mexico November 6th.
Oh, well, yeah. I must have screwed that one up.
Nah, you all good.
I did.
You all good.
So Nevada does play New Mexico?
They do. They play
awesome.
6th. Yeah.
That'll work. All right, so be tuned to check that. Be sure to check that out and everything. So that way we can check that. That's going to be two great defensive players. If you want to see 2 stars on defense, you check out Nevada, New Mexico. That'll be a hell of a game.
No, definitely got one dude that is living in the backfield.
Yeah. Yep. And one of them's going to be flying all over the place. And the winner of that game and whoever has the big game on that stage might actually determine who is the defensive player of the year.
And I suggest them all win early.
Yep, most definitely.
Win early.
So like we said, be sure to like, subscribe, follow, download. I hope y'all enjoyed all this. The next one that we got coming up will be the Sun Belt, which we'll do later on this week. And then we'll be off to ACC Media Days next week. We will. And we won't have a show. Well, we might do a show Wednesday. It all depends when we're there.
Yeah.
And then we'll also have our ACC Big 12 Media Days also start on Tuesday. They do, or Monday or Tuesday for 2 days. So be sure to check them out. Next Sunday, we'll review the Big 12 Media Days. So either way it goes, if you hit the like button, subscribe button, follow us and all that, no matter what happens, as confusing as I sound, whenever something pops up, you'll know. Right. The best way to do it, easiest way to do it. So, well, all right. Well, that's our Mountain West preview. Tez, you got anything for the people before we go?
That's it, brother.
All right. Well, hey, hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Hey, college football Sunday with Steve, Matt, and Taz. Talking like we're legends in the student section stands. Same old couch, same cheap snacks, same old bets we never track. Yeah, life hits different when the squad comes back. College football Sunday with Steve, Matt, and Taz.